Hey guys, I'm J-Mac and this is Raid Shadow Legends. Hope you're all doing good today. We got a Helicath event coming up, so I'm still prepping on getting ready for it. I've been in the dungeons getting some more potions. Worked on more spirit potions yesterday. I still probably need to get that higher to get as many as I need. And then working on the arcane potions today. Got that up a little higher. But two things I kind of want to be prepared for. One was checking on my silver. I'm at 47 million, so that's more than enough. Hopefully, should be more than enough to do the artifact events for the fusion event. So went in, forged a bunch of material just to get more because there's an awesome patch coming out too with the equipment upgrades where you can automatically take something up to 16. It's just I know I'm going to start going through a lot of silver doing some gear cleanses and getting gear situated. So I definitely have to do a gear cleanse. I'm maxed out on space. Um, One complaint I have is that when you're forging, and I didn't realize I was going to forge as much as I did, all your extra artifacts come over into your overflow, which is fine. That's great. I don't have a problem with that. What I do have a problem with is there's not a collect all button. That would be a pretty nice quality of life. Of course, I keep way too much stuff in my inventory anyway. So if I was keeping that cleaned out, keeping it low where I just had, 400 pieces maybe, then I wouldn't have this problem of overflow from the artifact storage. But anyway, there should be a collect all button just so you don't have to waste time doing collect, 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 collect. But enough of that rant. Let's go back in here, and I'm not going to go in depth. I know there are a ton of great videos out there of other guys. I just want to share real quick what I do. And I'm still learning about, what gear's good, what gear's bad. I'm sure I've got some champions that have horrible gear on them, especially ones I haven't messed with in a while. But just real quick with my account, I'm pretty well where I don't need 3 and 4 star stuff anymore. So, forging that stuff, that's just for extra silver income. And I could wipe a lot of that out just by doing the filter here, to get 375 pieces. But I want to make sure I have enough to, kind of do this video on what I do. So I think everybody pretty well knows that for feet, chest, and gloves, you want to get rid of flat stats. So checking, HP, attack, and defense. Um, there are, I know, very niche in-game reasons to maybe keep a piece of flat stat gear. If you get a chest that has, hope I can find one real quick. Those boots don't want that. But if you had like a chest, let's say this had speed down here, if you're able to get 4 rolls of speed, I know that's an epic piece, not legendary, but use your imagination. If you're able to get 4 speed rolls on that, that could be an amazing piece of gear for a very certain type of champion in a certain situation, But chances are, we'll say most people are kind of like me. You're not going to be in that situation anytime soon. So feet, chest, gloves, flat stat HP, flat stat attack, flat stat defense. Don't keep it. Select it, sell it, get rid of it. 1.2 mil, easy. All right, Forge Pass, yay. The next thing that I've got to do a better job of looking at is on, let's say, gloves and just HP percentage. So going through here, so this right here, Savage gloves. Savage ignores 25% of enemy defense. That is an attack set. You're wanting to do as much damage as possible. So there's no reason for me to have HP gloves in a Savage set. You're probably early on you may have crit right there. Later on you're gonna work towards getting crit damage on your gloves. But that right there is a super easy sell. All right, so the next thing I'm working on phasing out my gear is my rare gear, the blue stuff. You know, I may have some good stats as far as the main stat, but when you're only getting, a couple of substat upgrades, I'm kind of getting at the point where I'm starting to get a little more pickier about my gear. There are a few champions I have with some rare gear on that I use, and it was just to fill a set because I was going for something very specific, like my Visix. I've got her in Provoke, and so I think I've got a rare piece of Provoke gear on her just to complete that set, so I can get the Provoke chance to land more, just for what I'm using her for. But I'm at the point now where unless I've got speed boots like those, I'm probably gonna go ahead and save them, just because speed boots are used on almost every single champion I have, and I think it's going to be a while before I have that niche champion that I'm only using that one certain area that I'll put, attack percentage or HP percentage or something like that on. So, working on phasing out my blue gear. Uh, I could spend some time and try and, really focus on, well, there's a chance here, chance there, but when it comes down to it, it's probably going to get wasted because with the Helicath event coming up, I'm going to be running the dungeons, to get the champions that I need for the rewards. So I'm going to be getting a ton of new gear in that a lot of that's going to get phased out too, but there's no sense of keeping all this blue stuff when I know I'm going to start having some epic and legendary stuff coming in. So, um, like I said, I will go through on a real quick. I just look at the boots and I see what they are. Okay, fence, that's fine. I know that right there. Those were speed. I want to keep those. There's 6-star. I get at 45 speed on something. There's a small chance I may never use them, but I'm not hurting for money so bad where I need to sell everything in order to do the event coming up. And it's not going to kill me to keep, 5 sets of speed boots around as far as my inventory space goes. Now, chances are I'm going to come back in a month or two and I may end up selling them, but I still struggle with that. Well, I might can use it. So I know that's something I've got to work on for my account. Let's get rid of that. Another 5.4 mil. And like I said, there will be a small chance that I would ever use these, but I have them in case. Keeping 2 sets of these, isn't going to cause any overflow issues or anything like that. So for you, you may want to sell them, just get rid of them, but I'm fine keeping them. I know the other thing I've got to work on is this right here, and I saw it. Okay. So the life. Chances are, the life, attack, and defense. I've only got a couple pieces that I'm using on champions, and I'm starting to get where I can phase a lot of this out. But what I'm going to have to do is go through each piece individually, and I've been putting this off for a while because it's just going to take a lot of freaking time to do it. So if I was going to use this, trying to get more HP on a champion, it's totally worthless to have this attack, crit rate, and crit damage, because I'm not saying HP champions can't do damage, but if I'm putting an HP set on, chances are I'm trying to get that HP up as high as it can go, and probably trying to pair that with some defense. So that right there, there's really no sense I see in keeping it. Sure, I could probably roll, 3 rolls of crit damage or 3 rolls of crit rate, but again, if I'm trying to focus on getting as much HP on the champion, I'm not going to do this 15%, when it has all this on here for, this is clearly an attack champion's weapon, and I don't have any HP champions that I can think of that I am trying to do that. So I've got to go through and individually look at a lot of these pieces. Now, a lot of this stuff, especially if I've got stuff with speed on it, Mm, it I still struggle with this because I look at this. It's an attack helmet. It has accuracy on it. Sometimes with attack, there's debuffs you want to do. It's got crit, but it's low crit rate. Fours. You're really wanting to get the fives and sixes, and you want HP from some of your substats. So this is still the stuff that I'm learning as I go of what is good, what is bad, and let me know if you struggle with that too. Um, I am a hoarder when it comes to game stuff. I do pretty good in life of getting rid of things I don't need, but the stuff it's just so hard to know, what to keep and what not to sometimes. So I need to definitely do more research. But this is more of if you don't know what to do on gear, you're not alone. Um, but like I said, there's a lot that I've got here that I need to get rid of. So let's go back to the filter and let's go with my gloves, HP percentage. And I think that, speed, crit damage, I'm probably not going to want HP gloves for that. Attack, I'm not going to want HP gloves on that. Now the Guardian, now those are 3-star. I know I don't want any of those, and I'll filter all my 3 and 4 stuff out in a second. I just wanted to make sure I had enough to do this. Now, bonus heal, curing set, I may want HP gloves for a curing set because, a lot of healers, sometimes their heals go off of their max HP. One of them is Thinasil. So you can get his max HP up as high as you can, and then he puts out some massive heals for an epic. So so that's something I want to hang on to. The provoke. Chances are, if you're doing a provoke set, you want your HP and defense up as high as it can go. So you're probably focusing on HP, defense, and accuracy. So those again, I may not use them, but once I'm done clearing out, my 3 and 4-star gear and a few other things, then I'll have the room just to hang on to them. Freeze, chances are I'm not gonna do that. Now, if they had speed in them, I may roll to see, if I had 4 speed rolls, that might be worth keeping, but chances are that's gonna be more for an attacker or debuffer. Hero reduction, probably the same thing. I don't have anybody that I really use heal reduction on, and I only save my epic and legendary pieces, which that's the stuff I've got to start phasing out because pretty much if it doesn't have speed, I really don't want to roll it to see what's going to come up with. Heals 30% of damage dealt. A lot of damage dealers are going to be HP based. I know there are some HP based champions that can do some pretty good damage, but if I was going for HP here, then I probably wouldn't be trying to get the attack here. Then resistance. Adding a little bit of resistance here and there is really not going to make a difference. I've kind of learned that with resistance, you either want to go all resistance or, just whatever you get from other gear. Accuracy sets. I do have 1 speed roll. That's probably not going to make a huge difference for anything, but I may have an HP based champion that I'm trying to get a little more accuracy on for, a debuff or something. So those I might as well keep just to sell in a couple months. So this isn't probably the best educational video for trying to tell you what to do, what not to do. The biggest thing I have learned is play the game you want to, the way you want to play it. Don't let other people bully you or think that you're dumb for keeping a piece of gear around. You know, HP boots and accuracy set. Again, I'm still learning the champions. I don't have them all memorized. I don't know which HP based champions may need to have accuracy. So it's HP boots with speed. Chances are I'm probably not going to use them, but if I got 4 speed rolls here, and I'm going with somebody that I want to be slow, but they've got some debuff I want to land, these may be some awesome boots. Now, I'm not going to roll them up because we do have a patch coming out where the rolls are going to go faster. They're going to be instant. So I think once that comes out, I'm going to start going through some of this gear. Now, if I roll this and I get 4 or even 2 or 3 flat defense rolls right here, I'm going to chunk them because I do need to start training myself to get more picky. But if I got HP with 4 defensive rolls or 4 speed rolls, and the chances are I'm going to keep them around just to see, if I use them. Again, keeping some of the stuff when you're not hurting for silver and you have the space to keep it, it's not going to hurt anything. And I know there's probably a lot of people that totally disagree with what I'm saying, but this is my account, and so if I want to hoard gear, I can. Do what's going to make you happy in this game. All right, 3 and 4 star stuff I want to get just rid of. Sell. All right, so where am I at gear wise? 832 now. All right, so once I can start, doing some of the 4 and 8 rolls to see where my substats are going to go, I will start clearing a lot more of this stuff out. This right here, crit damage, I already know that's one thing I can filter probably real quick is resistance. Now, resistance is good for some things. I'm going to say that unless I've got speed on some of these, like a resistance set with resistance, if you're going full-blown resistance and you're able to get HP and defense from some other sets or other gear pieces, that may be an awesome set. But for me, I'm not at the point where I'm really trying to build up resistance on my champions. There may be some fights that once I start getting into Doom Tower hard, I may need to get a little bit more, but crit damage. I don't need resistance chest on a crit damage set piece because I'm trying to get damage. I'm at least learning that much. But I don't really see anything that I feel like I need to keep. Let me just double check though to make sure. That did have speed on it, but like I said, I don't have any spots right now in the game where I'm trying to get resistance. Yeah, I'll just get rid of all that. And the worst thing that happens is I always farm gear later. And yeah, I go through a lot of farming and selling junk gear, but you play long enough, you eventually start getting pieces that you want. So I'm down to 820. So a lot of what I need to start doing is getting rid of like this stuff right here. This is a horrible piece. I got 2 rolls on flat stat defense. That's the kind of stuff that I know I need to start selling. And it's a process. I'm definitely not gonna go through each individual piece and make you guys watch. Probably quit watching a few minutes ago because most of what I'm talking about, I'm gonna say your average player already knows. These right here, these are kind of dumb of keeping defense with an attack down here. Usually if you're trying to get your main stat on a defense percentage up, that means you have a defense of base champion, possibly HP base champion, and the attack's not going to do anything. So, those kind of gloves I know are going to be worthless for me. Where'd they go? Not right there, right there. Sell. So again, a couple of groups, Facebook, I see people really kind of like yelling at other people because they're not taking care of their gear the way that they do. You know, be nice to people. Just because somebody doesn't do something the way you do it doesn't mean it's right, doesn't mean it's wrong. You know, like I said, it's your game. Keep what you want, play it the way you want to play it. And if somebody wants to keep crap gear, because I know I have some, keep it. It's okay. Um, Artifacts. I struggle with artifacts. I've got a lot that I could get rid of. I'm gonna say I think there's a place for every for every type of gear. You know, banners. Sometimes I know HP can be good, defense can be good. There's some champions you don't need accuracy at all, and you're just trying to get their defense and HP up. Uh, resistance banners. I know I'm going to hold on to a lot of my 5 and 6 star artifacts. You know, if they're resistance or maybe something that I don't see a use for right now, because there probably is a use for it. I just haven't got that part in the game or haven't started maximizing that champion for what I'm doing. I do know that, like I said, I feel like I'm at the spot where I can get rid of 4-star gear. Now, even though I've got a ton of silver tied up in some of this stuff, I really don't want to keep this stuff just because it's lower stats. And like I said, I'm sure there's somebody I could find to stick this on, but I really want to start getting my gear where I'm, 5 and 6 star stuff just to have better stats. Because I'm starting to get at the point where my gear, I feel like, has been, kind of hindering my champions. And like I said, I'm still learning. But I'm getting better at, oh no, uh, I might use that. I want to keep it. So I think what I'm going to do is just get rid of all of my rare artifacts. Like I said, there might be an accuracy banner in there or something that I could use on somebody, but I'll eventually get an epic or a legendary one that I can use. I don't mind having patience with this game. So, made a pretty good chunk of silver, a little over 20 mil. But again, I just wanted to kind of share my ups and downs with gear. I'm getting a little better of learning what to keep, what not to keep. Still have a very long ways to go. So let me know, do you feel like you have the gear game down where you know exactly what to keep, what not to keep? Hopefully my inventory will get better with this next patch. I'll start doing some of the, 4 and 8 rolls and stuff to see if I get some of the crit damages or speeds that are desirable on gear. But, like I said, just let me know. Do you think I'm a big dum-dum, don't know how to play the game, or I'm going in the right track? Anyways, I appreciate everyone who's subscribing to my channel. Still got a long ways to go to get to where I want, but I'm very thankful for everyone who watches, takes the time to watch, especially if you watch all the way to the end, which I know some videos is probably hard to do. I'm still learning how to be a YouTuber. But I thank you guys. I hope you all have a blessed day, and we'll catch you next time. Bye.